Good morning, everybody. Happy new day. Look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. Sean Bird, you are the first one in here. This is so cool. This is surprising. I was here before all of you. No, I'm just kidding. I probably wasn't. And Sniper, it's okay. Being second is not a bad thing. Good morning, Lexi. Good morning. Good morning. And MG, dude, congratulations, everybody. If you haven't, make sure that you stop by and give MG a congratulations on Twitter for his 5,000 subs. I mean, that is amazing. Like we're talking in that is it is unbelievable. This man, he's just been doing his nighttime thing. He shows up and he's just like, you know what? I got to put the kids down. Got to make sure the wife's happy, and I'm just gonna just do my thing on Fridays and cover, like these random just trials, and most of the time we'll just sit there and get derailed by by the expert. And then he goes, you know what? I have a lot to say about this case, and he goes on with Megan Fox and hangs out for a little bit. And hold on, I got a puppy that just opened the door. So he goes, oh geez, why are we showing Frodo here? We'll change that really quick. One of the dogs wanted out. There we go. So yeah, he goes, I have a lot to say about this group. And oh my gosh, have you seen who they are? They're just like this couple that goes around by storage units. And so he starts covering this, and the what the hell's people just came in and they showed him all kinds of love and support, and this man just skyrocketed. I mean, and I'm sure that he is just his head is swimming right now, just like with holy cow, what did I just do? Because it is unbelievable the support you guys have shown him, and he is so deserving of it. This is like one of the kindest, most generous people you'll ever run into. And he ex baseball player. I mean, then he goes and practices law. I mean, what just a downgrade right there. And here he is now. Congratulations on MG on that 5,000 subs. That is unbelievable. That is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just really congratulations. Hey Jude, good to see you. Ah, so wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, from 1.4K to 5K in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And of course, as we always say, hey Jude. You No, no, I'm I'm amazed that I even hit 1K. I mean, if I hit 1K, I'll be amazed. I'm sure it'll probably take a week or something like that. I'm cool with that. I have I don't need the rocket ship that takes off. I would not complain if it happened, but there there's a lot of stuff that comes along with that, and that's I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to do crazy dog. He's wanting in another room now again. Gotta love it. I mean, I would just be happy doing 1K. That's like an achievement for me. I mean, it was nice hitting 500, and it was also really cool whenever I hit the 700 and 800, 900. I'm like, that all happened like Thursday because of you guys coming in and supporting in. It is, oh yeah, less than a week. I mean, you went from Thursday, I believe Thursday, like 1.4 or something like that, to just knocking it out of the park. I mean, it's so unreal. Yes, it's absolutely crazy. It's so crazy. But he offers something that if you guys haven't checked out what he does, you just it's hard to explain. Just and just being a part of hanging out and seeing how fast he's grown. And he just whenever he started, he was like playing some video games. Like, oh, I'll get on here, I can do this. And then he got launched by this guy and a little bit by this guy, and I think it was Legal Vices and Gosney, and he just kept with it. I mean, Christ, he hasn't. He's about to have a birthday. If he hasn't had one already, I think he might have even forgot that he has had a birthday. Good Lord Almighty, you should be having one come up. I would join you for on stream sometime, but for now, just happy watching. There's nothing wrong with just hanging out, watching, enjoying the streams and enjoying the stuff that comes out. I mean, we and the cool part about the group that we all hang out with is we all do different things. I mean, like, but we get along. We have different viewpoints. We all get along. Sort of like we should be in the U.S. It's a beautiful thing. That's right. I know it's coming up soon. That's going to be an unreal birthday. I mean, if your channel doesn't explode even higher after that, I would be surprised. Just because you're such good people. Hey, Farrell. Speaking of people exploding, how many more watch hours you need, Farrell, to get monetized? I mean, you should be hitting that pretty damn soon. We need to get Farrell over get those watch hours up. Like I think last I looked, it was like 200, and that was a few days ago. Just get those watch hours up. Just I mean, it is. Oh, she's down to about 100, and that was what by I think it was over the weekend. You were sitting there at 100. Yeah, get Farrell's watch hours up. What I could do? Let me see. Uh, trying to find Feral Housewife's channel because she needs to get that 500. She needs to hit that monetization. That's what I would really love to see is her get that damn thing monetized because she does neat clips. She does all kinds of really good stuff, and it's really simple with Feral. Here we go. Paste. There we go. So Feral Housewife. All you have to do, guys, this is all that you need to do. Just go over to Feral Housewife, find her longest videos, and you turn that thing on and you hit play and you let that video play through and put it on repeat. It's like 8-hour video. Hell, you get 10 people that do that and just spread the word around. Just jump in there, give it some watch hours. Watch a couple of them. You'll probably find that you like the damn stuff. Just saying, you'll probably find out, hey, I actually like watching Feral Housewife, and next thing you know, she's got the watch hours that are just take her over the top. If we get her those 100 watch hours by the end of the day, then what she can do is log in there and she'll see that it'll give her a little thing, and she clicks on it for AdSense and gets it all set up and just keeps an eye on it because she's over the 500 mark, like well above the 500 mark, and then just hits those hours. That's what I'd like to see. Yeah, push her over the edge, like carefully, because she is a gentle flower. She is a gentle flower, so you got to push her over that edge just slowly. It's scarier if you do it that way. Oh my gosh. If you guys do that, we will be so happy for it. And speaking of being very happy,
Hey, what's up?
what is up? How you doing, brother? Really good. Download contract. What is that?
What the hell?
It's a
Oh, good lord!
How'd you like to have
Somebody
that looking?
did he like 3D print that or something?
Yeah, somebody 3D printed it.
Oh,
uh, MG tries to push you over the edge every week. Well,
oh yeah.
someone has to do that. Dude, congratulations. I
Thank you.
was actually watching that last night whenever that came across. I was like, dude, that is
Well, it was
that
like
is
so slow. Like I was watching like during the day because I was like so close, and I was on with Megan, and then watch, one here, one there, one there. Once it rolled over 5,000, it's up to like 5,030 just since the stream ended.
Nice.
When I woke up this morning, I was like, what the, like, they really tried to hold me down off of that. They took one away earlier, like at some point yesterday. Like it went down one, and I was like, really? Like, so.
No, that's how it was whenever I hit the 500 mark. It was like,
Yes.
I would go over, I would go under, and see Farrell's got it right because she's hitting those. And what they'll do is they'll strip her of watch hours and crap like that.
Yes.
Because
What they do, people watch them on like a fast speed. They'll speed it up, and they'll take that away from you because you're not, while you're maybe watching the whole thing, you're only watching, for 30 minutes instead of an hour.
Gotcha.
Or if somebody puts it on slow speed, they'll adjust it. You'll only get how much time, so if you put it on 50% speed and go to sleep at night for, it'll only give her however long the stream is. If it's an hour-long stream and it takes you 2 hours, they'll only give you an hour. You won't get 2.
Yeah. That's why you pick one of those long streams that she has. You can actually put them on repeat, or you can open up like a playlist and just hit play, and then
Yep.
go off to work or whatever. I mean, that right there would get her if she got that over the evening, like by this evening, whenever she wakes up, she could click on that thing. And as soon as you see that thing comes up that you're able to be monetized, you start that process.
Yeah. Because even if you drop below, then once you started it, if you drop below during the review, you're okay.
Yeah. Because mine didn't. Whenever I did the 500, because let's see, I hit like 510, I think, and then it dropped it down to somewhere around 490, and then all of a sudden it was just like it was a constant battle throughout the day because I had to hit and try to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like I hit 500 that day. I think it was 4 or 5 times. It was crazy. I think I gained.
Well, you got a huge boost from Lincoln Kane, and
yeah,
I think that may have been part of it. That you got this huge bump, and YouTube's like, wait a second, wait.
Oh, good to see you, Crime Spies. I'm live now. Yeah, I was live last night. Oh, let's see because I want to see what's going on with.
And I don't have chat up. I'm driving, so I'm just.
Oh, that's fine.
I need something to keep me awake on my 3.5 hour drive this morning to court.
Oh, good Lord, that will definitely be
especially after I had planned on being done at midnight last night. We finished at almost just shy of 12:30 in the morning. So we were off a little bit, but it was good. It was fun.
I just wanted to look because I was chatting with Crime Spies last night, and I just want to read this to myself real quick. Well, there we go. You can always swing by here, Crime Spies. I got you. I just wanted to make sure that your daughter was doing good. She was letting me know. Oh yeah. It was so crazy last night. We were Danielle came on and hung out.
Yeah, I saw that
for a while. We had a blast. We were making fun of Trump, and some people were getting going, saying things to about Trump. It was just like they don't realize I really don't give 2 craps about who wins presidency. I mean, I would love to see Trump win, and I see
there's a big difference between the two. You can see it. So
exactly.
I don't know that we're gonna how well we're gonna survive another 4 years of pudding pants. And
we will survive. That's the thing. We would survive.
Yeah,
and it's.
But what are we going to look like on the other side of that? Because we're already drastically different now.
I think we could end up looking so much stronger because once you get rid of because people at that point, people would just be so sick of it that it would take generations before anybody would even trust his bullshit again. That party.
Why do you think they are are flooding people in.
I know.
Because they know they're going to vote a certain way, and that's going to cement some power. And
yeah, but you also have to understand most of the people, if you're moving people in from Latin America, they have much more conservative values than people think.
No, sorry, they may
Don't think?
not politically, no, because they're looking at who's the one that's helped me get here, who helped me get in here.
True.
They're going to vote. They're looking at, oh hey, and all the scurry, who's going to send me back? Oh well, I can't vote for them. So
that's true.
It is a ploy. It's a ploy. You look at what's happened to California in the last 30 years since they just had this huge influx. Over 30, California's just gone off the damn deep end. One of the most beautiful states, naturally, has been turned into a damn shit house, literally. People crapping on the street, needles everywhere. I mean, it's awful. I said, my wife grew up there, and I've tried to warn her. When we go back, I said, you're not going to recognize it.
No.
We haven't been in 7 years almost. This summer, 7 years this summer. And I've told her, it's different. I said, even in Orange County, where you grew up and it was very conservative in Orange County, I said, it's changed. And she just, I think she's starting to realize some of that. But I think it's going to be a shock if we go somewhere and you see people just on the side of the street, and it's bad. We stay in Southern California. We never go to Northern California, which is even worse.
Really? Well, San Francisco, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, I used to live in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, and that I was, whenever I left, I never looked back, because it went to hell by the time that I was leaving there, and that was in '91.
Yeah. Well, and then LA. So we generally stay out of LA. The only time we've gone there is with one of her best friends' husbands. He owns a big seafood distribution company there in Long Beach.
Yep.
And so they had a place in Palos Verdes, and we would go. It was just the two of us before we had kids. We would go and we'd stay with them for a night, and they take us. We go into downtown LA and go to dinner somewhere. And that's the only times we've been. We stay out of downtown.
Well, see, even Wallstorm disagrees with you. He says the current crop of illegals will vote for Democrat, but the next 2 generations will turn conservative.
I don't know.
And I also think a lot of your millennials and gens, whatever, the kids of our kids or whatever, are going to be like really conservative, because they're just going to say, my parents chopped my stuff off, and you think I'm proud of that, and I'm happy the kind of crap that they pulled on us. This is the kind of stuff that they were pushing on us. We had to have some sort of social justice score. I'm serious.
And the pendulum is going to swing back. It always does.
And when it does, it's really
but you drastic. Have to. This one, but the concern is if it swings too far. It's not just a left-right. It's not a straight line politically. It really is more of a horseshoe, almost a circle. And you've got communism, Stalinism, Marxism on the far left around. If you're looking at a clock down, 7 o'clock, almost that side, and then you've got fascism at about 5 o'clock or so, maybe 5:30 and 7:30. They're close together. They are very, very close, kissing cousins. It's just, is it that state controls all means of production, or is there private ownership of the means of production with government direction and control of how they're, at government direction? Because that's fascism. You still have private ownership, but the government tells you what you do.
Yeah, what you're going to own. Well, and so here's sort of what I, and because I'm a bit of a computer geek. I mean, I say that, but I don't do the whole social media very well. I'm so horrible at it. Is right now I was watching this thing called logically AI or something like that. What it is this AI company that's going to be in real time giving fact checks for like the presidential debates that are going to be coming up.
See, and it's going to be dependent upon input too on how they're designed.
Exactly, and that was what my point was whenever I started talking about it. And I noticed that after I talked about it, that sort of disappeared. I mean, everyone just doesn't mention the company anymore. They don't mention the name of the guy. I mean, you have to do a little bit of searching to find it. But what it is
Well, that's
this
the
guy
point.
from
They're doing that
India.
so you don't know.
Guy from India.
Yeah,
And
they don't
he's
want it out
handling.
there.
Oh yeah, they don't want people to know who this is and what they're doing, what social ties they have, because I explained this last night was the um you have the way that AI works is you put in information to it, and then it will give you a response based on the information that's fed to it. So if you feed it garbage, it's going to spit out garbage. If you tell it that January 6th was an insurrection, it's going to consider January 6th an insurrection throughout all things. So that was it 2020 or whatever,
Yeah,
2021. They'll all consider it. Yeah, they'll consider it an insurrection all the way across the board, no matter what you. And if you come back and you say that there was, or they'll call it a capital city riot, or they'll call it these kinds of things, and they'll make it sound as if there were people that were arrested for insurrection, which is not true. Not a single person has ever been arrested, tried, or convicted for insurrection
none
on
of them
January
even
6th.
been charged with it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
None of them have been charged with insurrection.
Exactly. So, well, they of course tried to impeach Trump over an insurrection, but that was thrown out and like overturned. They were like, yeah, that doesn't work. Keeping that in mind, if one of these candidates starts talking about it and because that might have been, and I'm just saying, using this as an example, may have been thrown into the algorithm. What happens is whenever you start trying to debate somebody and you say, listen, there were people that trespassed onto Capitol grounds. Some of them were arrested, some of them were tried, some of them were convicted. The AI doesn't know that that's the truth, and it will say, and it will throw
Yeah.
it out there as being false information or disinformation, which doesn't do the rest of the world any good that happens to be watching the news and seeing that it's coming up and it's like he keeps saying false, or things that Trump said whenever he was in North Carolina over the North Carolina shit, or all of the bullshit that the news media has been saying, all of the lies and misinformation the news media has been saying, things about Russia, things about Ukraine, and it's all because of the garbage that they feed it. So whenever it comes across the thing, you can be sitting there watching it real time. Their fact checkers are going to be getting it so wrong, and if you disagree with it, they call you QAnon. If you do any of the others thing, if you say anything against it, you become this right wing master conspiracist or some crap like that. It's just gaslighting is all that it is. I'm sorry, I should pay more attention to my chat here.
I can't see it, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's fine. Lynn Dalton, we were touring Palace. I can't pronounce that. Palace in Romania. Met a lovely Scottish gentleman who left the USA early following his dream of retiring and traveling. He was frightened when he was here and left 5 days early. That's insane. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. Wall Street Journal is reporting Nikki Haley is suspending her campaign, but not endorsing Trump.
Good. Well, no, she's not. She's just she had no damn business running.
No, she didn't.
And DeSantis had no business running. The dude is great for the state of Florida. He's not a national king.
And he will continue to be a great governor for the state of Florida. And he's done so much to really boost that state up that I was surprised he even did that. I mean, I would have thought maybe if he had gone the route of doing the like placing a bid for like VP or something like that, I would have been like, that's pretty awesome right there.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He just like ran. And I was like, why is this guy running? Yeah. Fascism is like putting the whole economy under.
Well, and the thing is he I think he pissed off a lot of Florida people too, because he ran and he had just been elected governor and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for president. It's like, really? You know, because if you get elected, you're going to abandon us after what you've started.
Right.
You're going to abandon us in 2 years, and what are we going to do? So,
yeah, and that was my biggest concern with all of the, you know, it's like I'm sure that Nikki Haley can be a fine person. If you met her one on one, you'd probably be just like, I mean, she's a fine person, but you know, I'm not gonna like go and be all hunky dory with her. I mean, I don't know her. I don't know her personally.
She's a damn warmonger. She has been. The military industrial complex has gotten to her.
But I think that's what a lot of people notice about one portion of her. Like I said, I don't think Joe Biden is absolutely, demon dog, entirely evil. I'm sure if you met him in person, you go, yeah, the guy creeps me out a bit, but he just seems like a doddering old man. I don't know because I've never met them in person. You
got 40 plus years of
oh yeah, he's
government experience. He's where he's been that you can see. He was even in the Senate. He wasn't a very good person.
Oh no,
he's very close to Robert Byrd, who was one of the high up in the KKK.
Yes, and, I know.
And it's just like the dude. He's friends with some not so good people, and he pushed legislation that was not very good.
Oh, he pushed some very bad legislation. I mean, to
help. And yeah, go ahead.
And it's always one of those where, but you also have to take aside their point of their political views. If you take those away, you would and you dealt with them on a different in a different realm, you'd probably realize that they're not this evil, horrible person that everyone makes them out to be. They're just human. I mean, in the political field, then it's like throw rotten eggs at them and tomatoes and tar and
I don't know because even
run them off a rail.
Look at the things that his family has, his daughter is. That's his private life that his daughter is afraid of. And wrote down about what he did. And
they quieted
that's where you
really
show where your character is when nobody's looking. And he's got a lot of problems. His family is his entire, his sons and his brother. His sons and his brothers. They're corrupt.
Yeah.
It really is a crime family. So, but unfortunately, nothing's going to be done. Because if you had a Department of Justice that actually was a Department of Justice, his son would have been behind bars long ago, and he would have been removed from office for what he did as vice president and basically blackmailing, extorting Ukraine.
Yeah,
he would have been gone.
Yeah. Trump only needs 220 more delegates to win. Nikki only has 89 delegates. Didn't she drop out last night? Well, pretty damn close. So I pulled.
Suspending the campaign is the same.
Yeah,
she's done.
It's so crazy because this is what I found on the AP, because I was just like, all right, see, I pull up the AP because I can sort of listen to all of the bullshit that the AP says and know that like about 90% of it is bullshit. I mean, it becomes very obvious whenever you start reading it. Like it says, Nikki Haley suffered a string of significant losses on Tuesday. You think? Do you think? 15 states, and she got Vermont. And it took them.
Well, it's just like the other day they were talking about how she got DC, and it's like all this. There was some article the next day. It was like, this is a sign of trouble for Trump. And I was like, really? It's all the inner beltway people. It's probably a bunch of Democrats that came over and voted for, like they did. Was it out in a couple? There's a couple of states where that happened.
Oh yeah.
Where they, it's like they're like, 25% of Republicans are voting for. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. The only
because she got 25% of the vote, but it was 90% of those were Democrats who jumped over and voted for her.
Oh, and those are the states where if you vote um, uh, Republican in the primaries, you can vote Democrat in the general election.
Well, you can do that anyway. I mean, they can't tell you who to vote for, but what it is they can be registered as a Democrat, and they can go day of and change their registration to Republican for the primary.
Right.
And then they can go in and check because then and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And there's states that allow that. There are some states you can't do that in. Like they just don't like that too much. But see, on Wednesday morning, her campaign announced it would deliver remarks near her South Carolina home at 10 o'clock in the morning. She made no public appearances the night before as Donald Trump won 14 of the 15 so-called Super Tuesday Republican primary contest. Haley, who logged her only victory on that day in Vermont, spent the night huddled with staff watching returns near her South Carolina home. The mood is jubilant. Spokesperson Olivia Perez Cuba said, "There's lots of food and music." Okay. Later, Perez Cuba said in a statement that the support Haley received in Vermont and elsewhere showed that the GOP is far from unified. Unity is not achieved by simply claiming we're united, she said. Today, in state after state, there remains a large block of Republican primary voters who are expressing deep concerns about Donald Trump. That is not the unity our party needs for success.
Not at all.
I'm just like, okay, you're not watching the same primary, are you? Despite the party atmosphere, Haley could face growing pressure to suspend her campaign in the coming days. She entered Super Tuesday as a huge underdog in the Republican presidential nomination contest. And of course, she left the day after having suffered a series of losses that will make it virtually impossible to stop Trump from securing the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Trump is expected to win the necessary 1,215 delegates to become the GOP's presumptive nominee later this month. During previous election nights, he has criticized Haley in personal terms, but on Tuesday he made no mention of her at all during remarks at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida.
It's not important enough to even mention.
Exactly.
Why waste your breath?
Haley's departure would mark a painful blow to voters, donors, and Republican Party officials who opposed Trump and his fiery brand of making America great again. He was especially popular among moderates and college.
America being great.
Yeah, hey, it's just like we don't like you wanting to make America great because we're nothing unique or special. Despite like ending slavery and unifying a bunch of states into one large country. Ain't nothing major like that. New York-based Republican donor Eric Levine, a fierce Trump critic, said he was disappointed by Tuesday's results, but would respect whatever decision she makes about the future of her campaign. It's just like, really? Still, Haley allies note she exceeded most of the political world's expectations by making it as far as she did. She didn't make it far.
She didn't do anything. I mean, it's not like she won, a decent amount of states. She won two primaries, really, so far.
Two primaries.
Because the one she won out in Nevada didn't even count for delegates, so I don't count that as a win.
Well, and you look at Vermont, it was so damn close almost the whole time. It wasn't like she won this by some landslide. Yeah. It was by a very small margin. And like, oh, good Lord. What is this? You don't register for either party. You just tell the pollster which primary you're voting in. Yeah. That is.
But see, you have to register in Oklahoma unless they've changed it. You have to be, if you are not registered like Republican, you cannot vote in the primary, Republican primary. So as an independent, I cannot vote in any of the primaries.
Right.
Because there's never an independent primary.
And somebody I was talking to last night in chat, they were saying that for the first time that they were actually able to vote as a
Texas.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, see that you should be allowed to do that.
Well, see, I don't understand why. because these are the parties that are putting forward their candidate. Only those who are members of the party should be allowed to vote.
Oh,
on those
that makes
candidates.
sense. That makes
sense. So now, what should to me, once you get to the general election, there should be no party affiliation on the ballot. It should simply be their name.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Because you have too many people who go in there and they don't really know anything about the candidate. They just see a D or an R and they check it.
Check the box.
Straight ticket voting. And it's like, no, sorry. There's no affiliation. Figure out who it is.
I mean, I think in every general election so far, I've voted for Republican, and it wasn't because of party affiliation. I might have liked a particular independent or something of that sort, but I could see that there was not going to be any sort of chance that this person was going to get that vote. You know, so I would turn around and there would be times I would just go, you know what, especially in local elections, I would pay a little bit more attention of who was who and who I was going to vote for. A lot of times it would be like the independent or libertarian that would vote for in my local elections. But also I would do more research on them. I would look, okay, we've got your D, you got your R. So who's the other guy that they don't want to have in there, and do some research on it. And sometimes I was just like, yeah, I don't really like any of their policies. It's no different. Their policies are no different than the person with the R or the D in front of their name. It's
well,
the same.
Most of the time there's no difference, no real difference between the D and the R candidate either.
Exactly. Hey, but I also tell, there were people that, whenever I was talking with, they didn't realize that my wife is a liberal. I mean, they had no idea. They were just like, really? I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you mentioned
it. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, there's a lot of things that we both believe in that fall in line with one another, but there's other spots where we disagree, and we just don't talk about the things we disagree on.
Yeah.
It's wonderful that you can do this as human beings. You find that medium where you agree on stuff.
Well, I mean, there's certain foundational issues that you have to agree on. You really do. There's certain basic things that you will have, fundamental issues that you will have to agree on. And then other stuff you can, I mean, my wife and I don't agree on everything. She's from California. There are things she's far more liberal on than I am.
Oh yeah,
I'm from Alabama, so you can tell, you can kind of figure how conservative I am. I mean, my dad was listening to Rush as soon as when Rush started, it went national.
Oh God, yeah.
He was listening to Rush then. He remembers, he was telling me one day, he's like, yeah, I was listening to radio and he's on, and he's like, told my mom, he's like, you got to listen to this guy. Listen to what he's, because you don't hear any of it. You would not hear any of what he was saying.
No.
Anywhere else in the media.
No, because that was during Clinton, wasn't it?
No, it was before then. He started in I want to say he started going nationwide like 87.
Oh, okay.
So during Reagan. When his show actually, I think it was 87.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I had heard of him, but I just didn't really pay too much attention because I wasn't into politics.
See, and I wasn't either. But anytime I was went to work with my dad as a kid or ride around with during the day, he had it on. So
yeah, because it was about 1990 whenever 91. It was about 91 whenever I started hearing a little bit more about him. And then we also had here in Georgia, we had this guy Neil Boortz that would come on.
Yeah, I love Neil Boortz. He was awesome.
Yeah,
he was he was cool.
Now he's actually living down in Naples now, from
what
I gather.
He retired down in Naples. His show is. I'd listen to his show because even here, they were on different stations in Oklahoma.
Right.
And so I'd listen to him, and then he would feed into Rush.
Yeah, and then Rush would be going from there. And I remember Sean Hannity started coming in and sort of filling in quite a bit for Neil Boritz,
Yeah,
and that's whenever he was just sort of getting his legs under him as a working in radio.
yeah.
And that guy is so rhino. I mean, anybody
Well,
that sits there and hears,
he wasn't at first. He started off okay, but
yeah,
as he grew, he's really softened up. And
yeah,
I don't listen to any of them anymore.
no, I don't either.
Basically, I haven't listened to talk radio, really listened to talk radio probably since Rush died. Because
That is about right.
Nobody's going to fill those shoes ever.
No, ever.
And so
No.
once in a lifetime, just media personality, you're not going to match him ever.
Dude, those guys had so much to offer. I mean, I was blown away by the first time that I actually listened to Rush. I was working in a wood shop building PA systems, and this dude was like, "Hey, have you heard this guy?" And we're talking about a guy that's, pot smoking hippie, just like, have you heard this guy and the stuff that he has to say? And once I started listening to him, I was like, holy cow, this guy has just
a grasp of knowing. He knew the other side better than they knew themselves.
Yeah.
He'd say, okay, here's the storm current. This is what they're going to say. And sure enough, it's exactly what they were saying.
Yeah.
It's like, they're saying this, but this is what they really mean. And it turned out this is what really happened, what they meant.
Well, and it's so funny because we've got crime spots. Hannity is a hack now.
Oh yeah, it's like he has been for probably 10 years now.
Yeah. I mean, people are just they're like, oh yeah, just like this dude, he's a hack. And Farrell is saying, this is the new talk radio, bitches. Yeah.
Well, and he has said, I like to, for a while, Glenn Beck was really good. Because he'd be on before Rush as well. So, I mean, I liked listening to him. I loved his moron trivia on Fridays during football season.
Right.
Where they would they'd go on the phone and just randomly call like a convenience store, like a gas station.
Yep. Oh, God, yes.
Whatever the two cities that were playing against each other. And ask them questions. Oh, God, it was hilarious. It's some fun stuff. But he was good for a while. Now he's got his own. He's got the Blaze Network.
Yeah. Judge Maddie says, loved Mark Levin, but he lost me on the Russia-Ukraine thing. Yeah. I think that did a lot of people were just like, and Pharaoh is Jan Bongino just mentioned that Monday. What was that mentioned Monday?
Mentioned what?
Dan Bongino is your go-to now. Glenn Beck is a close second. Mark Levin used to be, but he ticked me off with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. Yeah.
So what, I was saying, I haven't followed anybody. Mark, is he like big proponent of helping Ukraine?
Yeah.
I see, and I don't get it. I just don't understand.
I mean,
as more and more has come out about that situation, Ukraine they're not the good guys. Russia's not good either. Ukraine
not giving Russia. It's like the better of the shitheads. It's like which one is better of these two shitheads?
And I can't say which one is better.
No, I can't. Because if you can't, then you need to back the hell out of it and stay out.
We need to get the hell out of there.
Oh, love that. Is the golden microphone on loan from God? Yes. And Breitbart. See, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to Breitbart. Yes. With what was it? He goes, with more knowledge, with one arm tied behind my brain.
No, it's like he had with half his brain tied behind his back just to make it fair.
Yes. And then he would say, with talent on loan from
God. On loan from God. Yeah.
I was like,
the media hated it when he did that.
I know,
because how dare he have any mention God?
Oh God, yeah.
Government is God. Don't you know that?
Yes, and and people would be so upset listening to him. Like my buddy that I was telling you about. Whenever we listen, it was just like he just didn't. He was like, I don't agree with everything that he's saying, but he has such a way of putting it that it makes it it makes it tolerable to know that I'm not right. You know, just like, because damn it, I hate it. But he's right whenever he says it. He goes, "Has he changed my mind on X,
and
Y,
he
or Z?"
obviously,
No, but
yeah. I mean, it wasn't that you agree with him on everything. I mean, there were some things, and he's been gone for several years, but there were times it's like, Russ, I'm not really sure about that. But then a lot of times he ended up being right anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, yeah, he was right.
Yeah.
He was right.
Yeah, and see, that's what concerns me about today's media and personalities is they don't do enough of the research, where he was just constantly doing his research, like it's just like the man was a damn beast whenever it came to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But he
had stacks and stacks of papers on his desk of articles and research that he had done. But it was a stack of stuff. I mean, literally, that's what he called it.
And he would just go from top to bottom, and he would come up with the stories that he was doing, and Snerdley was just like amazing also. I mean, because
what's great is you never heard this, because they would have conversations and you would never hear Snerdley talk.
No.
But he'd be like, "What's that?" Snerdley. He's like, "Oh, Snerdley's saying this," and they'd talk back and forth some, and you never knew what he was saying.
Right. And yeah, that was Sniper. I know how you feel. Try an audio, but my help get 4 hours now. Oh man. Farrell is home. Farrell is going to bed. Night all. Good night, Farrell. Hopefully, when you wake up, you've got those 100 watch hours gone and done and over with, and people have done that. That would be awesome. Hey, Baker. Good to see you, Baker. Yeah, it's dream about me, Farrell, says Judge Maddie. Dream about me. Dream long and hard about Judge Maddie. Skipped my message. Beef confirmed. Where the hell are you? Oh, it says, is MG out shopping for his Amiga 2000 so his streams will run better? Yeah, so what are you doing about a computer? What are you doing?
I don't know yet. I added some RAM yesterday, not yesterday, day before. And then I actually ran an Ethernet from my Wi-Fi extender around out in the hallway into the
and did it help?
I don't know how much it helped smooth the stream out. My internet speeds. I mean, I ran a speed test and I was like 500 down and 400 up.
Yeah, it will increase. But that's
I
still
don't
not
know what else is going on. I really think there has to be something. Maybe I need to get off the edge. Because I haven't had any problems until recently with Edge. So maybe I go to Brave, try Brave. It's just I have to remember all my logins to get into Brave.
Well, and doing those small things are cool. If you got antivirus software, something like Norton on there, that will also.
No, I don't have Norton. Resources.
Yeah, it does.
But Windows does a good enough job on its own. Yeah. There's no real need for anything else.
Right, and stay away from stuff like Avast and crap like that, because those things are resource hungry. Like almost all antivirus software is going to be super resource hungry now, because they got to have all these pretty little graphics and crap like that. If you look, there's a possibility that your graphics card could be causing a lot of it, especially if it's old enough.
Well, and that's why I'm wondering, because I thought about it last night or night before. I've added a sound card because the sound, it crapped the motherboard sound crapped out. So I've got a sound card in there, and I've got a Wi-Fi card. And so my PCI Express, my graphics card is only running at PCIe 8 instead of 16, so it's got half the bandwidth it had before.
Oh, geez.
And I'm wondering if that's what started, because some of this stuff, I have hardware acceleration on in my browsers. So any of that graphic stuff the video card should try to offload some of that from the CPU.
Yeah.
So since I've hardwired in the Ethernet just around the corner. I mean, I don't know how long that's gonna last, but I may take the Wi-Fi card out.
Yeah.
And make sure, because I have the main PCIe. I have two PCIe graphics card slots. But if I have two cards in there, they only run up to 8 instead of 16 lanes.
Yeah, give that a try.
And so I'm going to try that and see.
And do those little things before you go out and spend a couple grand on getting a
I won't spend a couple of grand on it. I don't have to spend that much. I can spend $1,000 and have pretty decent stuff. So.
And what I'm saying is,
if that,
you also have to sort of like proof it is what you're doing. You're getting it to the point where it's upgraded enough where you don't have to upgrade it for at least 10 years.
Oh, that's what I did last time.
Yeah. Well, and that was 10 what, 10, 11 years ago?
12 years ago. The thing is if I go and play games that I play, I mean, and there's still some newer games that I can play at pretty decent settings. I'm not able to max it out, but then a lot of games nobody can max out.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff I can play that is just fine.
Yeah, but you're also going to
find to turn some things down, some settings.
You'll also find that like upgrading your processor, your hard drive, where you're using it, because right now, even if you're using a solid state, you're running a computer that's going to be running slow. Those little NIC cards, those things are so damn fast. We're like talking 10 to 100 times faster than just your solid state drives. I mean, those things are so quick. You add one of those.
Is that the NVMe stuff or whatever?
Yeah. Like I've got.
My motherboard doesn't. I don't know that's something new since I last upgraded.
Oh, so yeah.
I'm not sure what sort of slots. It seems like they have their own section on motherboards now.
Oh, they do, and they're a small section. Like you don't have to have as much space to have as much storage. I mean, you can get like a 2 terabyte stick of that, and you're just like, I think the one I've got is 2 terabytes, and I've got another like single terabyte that I use just for games. And that's it. That's how I've got mine set up. And then I've got a PC. What is it? I've got a 2080 or something like that video card, which in probably about another 2 years, I'm going to have to upgrade that and just change it out. Every time I look at it, I was like, I'm not spending $400 on a video card. That next year they're going to come out with another one. There'll just come a point where I have to upgrade that particular video card. I mean, my old one, which was a 1080, I ended up giving that to one of my old gaming buddies. He was in Canada, and he was just like, "Oh, I've got this video card, and I can't really play the game because everything locks up." And I was like, "What card are you running?" It was like some GTX I Express. Oh, well, lost MG. He'll be back on. He just got out of into a bad area. Oops. Had to stage.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm at the point where I will lose all signal. I should have about an hour before I hit that spot. But yeah, I'll have a stretch of about 15 miles where I have no signal at all, and I hate it. And it doesn't matter nobody has service down there. I don't understand why they haven't filled in that gap, but especially along the highway.
Yeah, they're always looking for it. Yeah, look at this. Broken Baker says splash the cache, new motherboard, CPU, and GPU, NVMe, and keep it clean. Not all the school and work stuff. Yes. See, that's what you do with your current one, is you turn it into just your work computer for work stuff. If you've got a streaming computer, upgrade the whole thing, and I guarantee you, you're just going to go, oh God, why didn't I do this like last year? Because whenever you boot up your computer, if it takes longer than 30 seconds to boot up, you're like frustrated. Especially once you get a newer computer, you're like, why is my computer taking so long to boot? I mean, like the laptop I'm on has a better video card. better processor than my desktop does, but it still takes a while for it to boot up. Just because I've souped up an older machine to the point where I can't really do much more for it. I think I can add more RAM to it, which I may end up doing probably the next month or so. But I mean, I just upgraded my computer like a couple years ago. Was it 4 years ago? Yeah, about 4 years ago, I upgraded my computer. And I run all AMD except for the NVIDIA video card.
See, and I'll run an AMD video card as well.
Yeah, see, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
I'll never run an Intel chip unless I absolutely have to. Their business practices I can't stand them. They're so incredible. They're almost as anti-competitive as Apple is.
Well, and awesome. you know that NVIDIA is running their own video cards now. I mean,
well, NVIDIA has been, but
yeah,
but Intel has their own graphics cards too, but they're still
garbage.
Some of their newest stuff, their newer stuff. Well, I don't know what they're called. They're actually not bad. They're not, their top of the line is not anywhere near NVIDIA and AMD's top of the line.
Oh no,
but they do have some solid budget mid-range stuff. I mean, there's some stuff there, and I don't remember what it's called, what their line of graphics cards are called, but they're decent for entry level, but they're going to cost too much. I'm sure it's Intel.
So let me ask you a question. When you were growing up, did you remember you remember the commercials for the Venus flytrap?
Yeah, I recall it. I don't.
Well, I just found this story that sort of like made me laugh here, because it appears in North Carolina that they obtained arrest warrants for 2 people in a poaching case involving hundreds of Venus flytraps, which grow naturally in the eastern part of the state. Yeah. But they're accused of stealing 600 rare plants. I'm like, these things grow in the wild. How are they considered a rare plant?
Maybe they don't. There's not a lot of them. They may be naturally grow there, but may just not be a lot of them. It's not like a pine tree or an oak tree or something where they're all over the place. They may naturally grow and be a native species there or something, but just not. It's like a coral snake. A coral snake in natural it's got them. There's just not very many of them.
Gotcha.
It's a rare snake to uncover because of the way they hide and their habitat, but they're there. It's just hard to find them, and you certainly don't want to get bit by one of them bastards.
Oh hell no!
But they got a neurotoxin that likes you.
Yeah, you're done. Broken Baker says he upgraded motherboard last year but kept the same CPU. He regrets not splashing another 300 and going newer. Yeah. It's I did the same thing. I have to
upgrade everything.
Yeah.
It's more of whether I go with an AM4 motherboard, which is at the end of its life expectancy, but the processors are still top of the line. Or if I go AM5 and have a lesser processor but have more future proofing available. And
I would man, I got the
AM4 motherboard, like I'm looking at the AMD was the Ryzen 7 5800 3D or I don't know, X3D or whatever, which is like one of the top AMD processors. And it's been out for a year or so, but it's still one of the top, especially for gaming processors out there.
Yeah. Well, that's I've got the what is it? The 7500, something like that. Yeah, I got like the AM 7500, AMD 7500, whatever that is. It's been so long since I put it in there that I would have to go back and just pull up the processor on it. But yeah. It's like it's the not the latest AM board, but all I need to do. I've currently I think I have something like 16 gigs of RAM in there.
And I just doubled mine to 32 the other night.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing with this one.
And it
I'm running like
it didn't help with the stuttering because it was not last night, night before. I just put it in. I still had to, so it's not my memory. It's not my internet. So there's something else going on there, and
yeah,
I'm
usually
wondering
that's
if
video card.
If it's going to be the graphics card. So tonight, I guess what I'll do is I'll take the Wi-Fi, which I didn't spend a lot on the Wi-Fi. I spent like $35 on the Wi-Fi card. It was actually one of the top-rated ones, and it doubled my speed over the Powerline Ethernet that I had.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, this is good. Double my speed." And
yeah.
Then,
yeah. If you try pulling that card out of there, you're going to find a big difference just in your speed, and then the processor doesn't have to work as hard because you're putting that load on your video card, and you're sort of getting rid of that bottleneck. And that's usually where you have problems, is in your bottleneck. And sure, you might be able to lope along for another year, but I would tell you right now, as soon as you possibly can,
you would think
upgrade
that it wouldn't that it wouldn't have that running through the browser should, but it's using the processor more than the graphics card.
Right.
Wouldn't change much. But if they're able to offload certain things to the graphics card, and you really wouldn't think that 16 lanes versus 8 lanes in the PCI Express is going to be that big of a difference running a browser.
Yeah, and
maybe it is. I don't know.
Hey, looky here.
So I'm not getting full bandwidth out of I'm not getting the full bandwidth out of my graphics card. I'm not playing games though. So when I'm streaming, so you wouldn't think that it would have that big of an effect. So I don't know what's
good happening. To see Legal Vices. Legal Vice came in here and said, "Ghost orchids grow in the wild, but they're some of the rarest plants out there. They've made at least 2 movies about smuggling those. Period." Oh wow, that's amazing. And we've got Broken Baker says DDR3 is so old.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, I doubled it, but I can't get the same RAM, the same memory that I bought before. I had to get slower memory, but I have twice as much of it.
I'm about to, whenever I upgrade mine, it'll be 4 sticks, boosting it up to 32, and then I'll have 2 old sticks of 16s, or 8 each.
Yeah,
it's like, just spreading that processing out is so important. You don't realize it until you use it, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday that we're talking about. I guess we'll be watching it around 10 o'clock to see what happens, what everybody knows is already going to happen. Because it's just like the AP is saying, oh well, it looks like she might be doing great. You never know. Come on, there's other states out there.
She's not going to win.
She's not. She's not going to win at all. She even going up against the Biden, there's been no way of seeing that she's going to do well. It is so sad, and I feel really bad for her. Sort of.
I know.
That it's so disappointing that you busted your ass doing all of this, and here you are, like, sucking wind. It's
but you can't tell me that she has not profited from this.
Oh, God, sorry. No, it's all been about money.
She doesn't need to do anything else. She's had her pockets lined and more.
Yes.
Is her husband deployed? Because she might be busy.
You're funny, Zach. Lorax is rare, extremely rare in Shizzy's chats. Oh, back in the early days,
that's awesome.
Legal Vices used to come by quite often and show support. Legal Vice, he's been there.
He's the reason I'm where I am.
Exactly.
He was crazy enough to put me on a Friday night, a fucking Friday once.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, I mean, Vice is one of he was the first person that I actually supported on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Nick after Dep until Vices, and I just got to where I couldn't stay up late enough. I just couldn't do it, and so I had to stop watching. And I still watch him every now and then. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was so late, because I'd have it on, and it was like, next thing I know, it's 1:00 in the morning. I got work. It's like, shit, I gotta go to sleep. Because now I'm doing it now, but I'm doing it myself now, which is a little different than listening to someone.
Exactly. Well, and here's the thing. My mornings used to consist of me pulling up the YouTubes and listening to probably catching Nick's show on like ×5 speed or whatever. I would have it sped up. I couldn't tell you Nick's actual voice because I had the thing sped up, so he always talked really fast for me, like he was on speed or something. And so it'd just be like, and that would be running in the background while I'm like checking emails and all that other kind of stuff, and getting ready for like my work day. And next thing you know, it's like the work day starting, and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'm off doing the work thing. And it was, I'm trying to think, I think it was on one of your streams where I ended up being up until like 6:00 in the freaking morning, and I'm just like, what in the hell am I doing with my life here?
Yeah.
And
There's
I
one
would
of
be
those nights. I can't remember what it was, but you were up and you were like, I'm gonna have to cut back on my nighttime stuff.
Yeah. Like, I love doing this because
and you haven't really done it, but when you cut back some. But
yeah, I definitely cut. I lurk a lot. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I cut back a lot on my stream. I mean, and then I would be watching Vices during the day while I was working. I would just have it off in the background, just be listening to it. Because whenever you're working, you just let it play. You're just like doing your thing and going, oh, this is really cool conversation happening here. And then once I started streaming, it's like I almost don't hardly listen to anybody's stuff that anybody's doing. So I'm always like
I'm bad about
the
even hitting the thumbs up. Because I come into a stream and I start listening and watching the stream, and I'm on my phone 95% of the time when I'm watching something, and so it pulls it up and I can't see the like button at all.
Yeah,
so I have to like close out a chat.
Fair. Yeah, I see. Now I usually will have my like button as soon as I go in. I'll like usually hit that just as I go in, just go in there and tap that thing and say, yep, like, make sure that I like. Calling that a Fraser Crane mode.
It's ninja watching.
Yeah,
you got to go in, but you're not commenting. You're just there in the background watching.
Well, because if you do comment, what happens is then everybody was like, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going?"
Hey, what's going on? Yeah,
they talk at you.
There have been several times where I don't say anything because I know that I'm gonna have everybody starts just like, and it may be only 3 or 4 people see it and say something, but then I feel like I have to do it individually to each of them.
Right.
And that draws more attention.
Yes. Yes. That's why I avoid that quite often, where I'm just like, yeah, maybe I just don't say anything to chat. Not that I'm not showing my support, but if I don't say anything, then I don't get noticed, and everything just sort of like, because I hate derailing people's shows.
Yeah, but it's another thing is that somebody knows, maybe somebody's in there new from your channel, but they haven't seen mine, and they see you pop up in chat. Say, hey, Shizzy, what? Maybe this is, let me give more of a chance. Maybe it's good, And so that's why a lot of times, no matter who I'm watching, I'll just pop in there and say, just comment a couple of times, and maybe they're watching them, and there's like, hey, who's this? And the creator gives a shout out, and so you kind of help each other out, because there may be people that are new to that channel. And then they see Legal Vices jump in and Chad's like, hey, I watch him all the time, man. You know, Maritime Mondays. Let me. He's watching this guy. Maybe there's something here. Or you know, it's how I think it's just kind of how it helps. It changes. It can change the algorithm for some people.
Oh, and Vice's Maritime Mondays were so much fun. But like I said, I haven't been able to do them because I started doing like my morning show, and then I'm like, I'm at work, and like I turn off all streams whenever I first start working, because I've just got to be focused on work. Like no
there are a lot of
around.
times I'm listening on the way in, and then when I get out of the car, of course it pauses because the Bluetooth turns, connection stops. And I get up to the office, and next thing I know, I'm an hour behind. I'm like, oh shit! I got to speed it up, and sometimes I start speeding it up, and about 5 or 10 minutes later, it's like, oh well, that's it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just go live. Just do it live.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, hi, I'm new here, is what Crumb Spies likes to put in just to goof with you.
Yeah. Yes.
and I want to say, I always get the name wrong, but I believe it's Yuda Herman, that's from Germany, that says, hi, everyone, hope you're all doing well. That was one thing that just hate to look like I'm trying to siphon off viewers. I hate people that in chat when they're doing that. Oh, on this channel when someone else is doing it on some other channel. So I lurk. Yeah. No, and that does happen quite often, where one thing that really drives me nuts is whenever somebody will show up on somebody's chat, and they'll say, hey, how's it going, everybody? I'll be going live at 10 o'clock tonight.
And sometimes it comes up in chat. Like, the creators say, hey, are you going, like expert to do? It's like, MG, you streaming tonight? That kind of stuff comes up.
Well,
or in the middle of, after you've been there back and forth commenting and having fun in chat, and somebody say, hey, what's, are you doing this? And it's like, I don't want to ignore it, but I don't always, and there are times I respond like, yeah, I feel off. I kind of feel odd about saying, yeah, I'm streaming tonight, because it's not my channel, but sometimes the creator says, hey, are you streaming? But sometimes people in chat ask, and I'm just like, oh shit.
And because I knew my stream was going to be really long last night, there was a lot of people at 9 o'clock. They went over to go watch and get involved in Tuesday night tacos over on on Vices, not Vices, but on the Expert. So there was all these people that were just like, hey, we're gonna dive out here for a little bit. We're gonna go over and participate. I'm like, oh shit, go ahead. I mean, make sure you say hi to Expert, because what I'm going to be doing is this until probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm going to be going. So go and wave to the Expert, and make sure you hit the thumbs up over there and all that kind of stuff, and then come back over here whenever you're done.
Yeah, it's like, Jeff, it's not, there are a couple of creators that absolutely come in and is like, hey, come over here and see me do this.
Oh yeah.
It's like, or beg for a link, and I hate doing that. But there's some that come in, hey, you're gonna have a link, and it's like, no. I see it happen. It happens to Jeff. Some people come in there and it's like, hey, want some company? And I'm thinking, he doesn't want company today.
Yeah. It's so weird, because there's been where I'm like, I don't have any problem having guests on, but there's also times where I'm like, yeah, you don't want to come on for this, like,
well, it's like even the like Jeff's the fucking Friday, I don't ask for links for that. I'm just like, I even feel awkward about that. Even when he's like, hey, if you want on, hit me up on Twitter. And I always think, I don't want to like beg to be on this, because I can have fun just in chat. If Jeff wants me on, he'll send me a link. It's not, but there are some people who'll come in, and, it happened, I think the other day, people come in, it's like, hey, can I be on? It's like, to me, it puts the creator in an odd spot. I mean,
it does.
It's not good, because then it's like they have to come up with something if maybe they already have a full panel, or they only want 4 guests that day, and you have a fifth or a sixth one come in asking, hey, you want, because they see, well, there's not 10 on screen, so he's got room, but he doesn't want to bog it down. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, there's been people. So let me ask you, because I've sort of put this up before with other people that are out there, and said, hey, if you need somebody just to fill in some space, because you're doing like a 24-hour stream or something like that, and that's usually what I'll do, and 9 times out of 10 they never even respond to me. So I don't take it personal. I'm like I'm just like, I'm not like, oh, they're totally ignoring me. I'm just like, more than likely they're absolutely fine and they don't need anybody because I put it out there. So more than likely they're not needing.
Yeah, and that's what and there are times I have sent Jeff a Twitter deal and say, hey, if you need company, great. I've got nothing. It doesn't happen a lot, but normally I'm driving when I do that, and I think he doesn't like me being on the phone while I drive. I know that. So,
yeah.
But that's something that I understand.
It is.
But sometimes you're there, and it's like it helps to have somebody to throw things off of, to bounce ideas off of, and discussion. But I'm not saying if you need it. If you need company, great. I sent you one this morning on Discord. Hey, if you want company, I'm driving. I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
I need to stay awake as I drive for over 3.5 hours on 3 hours of sleep. So,
Crime Spies banned you just for making a joke about it's not a he. Crime Spies is not a he.
No.
Crime Spies is definitely not a he.
No.
Ugly Truckling. Maybe a mugshot or two that's about the pictures of me and my ID over the past 5 years. Dang, sure couldn't do a YouTube channel. Zach, consider it a badge of honor, says Crime Spies. No, it like what was it? Meme Copium. He was like, "Oh, I need to have you on again." I was like, "As long as you don't have me on with Captain Half Nut, we're good."
Yeah. Well, it's hard. It's hard, like, because so many people, they stream during the day or in the in the early evening. Yeah. And I just get like last night, I was watching Tug, and he, and I was in chat, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come on?" I'm like, I would absolutely love to, but we are headed to Taekwondo. And I'm sitting there, I'm dressed up, I'm in my dobok, and the kids we're walking out the door, and I was like, shit, I just turned down the Umbrella Man. That Umbrella Man, as Elaine Brenhoff puts it. I turned him down.
Gotcha. Talking about Kurt. Gotcha. Yeah.
No, we're not talking.
No, that's what they were talking about was Kurt.
Yeah,
that makes better sense. But no, I mean that
guy has got he's got a huge channel. He is has a wealth of knowledge about Supreme Court case law.
God, he is so bright.
It's amazing.
His social skills.
I could remember 10% of the shit he says about case law.
You wish you could remember 10% of the things that he's forgotten. Good Lord. It's like that man.
I don't deal with that stuff.
No, it's insane.
And he's admitted to practice in front of the Supreme Court. I'm pretty sure, which is not. I mean, any attorney can do that. You just have to be sponsored by someone already there. And I've thought, as I said, it's probably about 10 years ago at coworker. He's like, I've thought about applying just to have it. Whether I ever file anything with them or not, just to have that certificate on the wall that I'm admitted.
Yeah, admitted into Texas. Yeah. Is it? YouTube is great for mixing people from all over the world to the right, supporting good beeps. Yeah. That is one good part about the YouTubes is having this and whenever I talk about like the community of the
and
whole YouTube thing, I
because then
talk
you
about community as a whole. You're cutting in and out. I'll keep you there for a little bit. But whenever I talk about the YouTube community, the group of people, it is the group of a whole. And there's people that you do well with, there's people you do poorly with. And it's all about finding that sync that everybody can sort of like, uh groove along. And you don't have to be, you know, uh you, you'll find that like you can you can get along with so many people in this space that it makes it super easy to you know to work with, like for example, Nick Starro and I are from completely two different realms and personalities. He's a labor union rep, and I just think that unions should be, like, eliminated because I find them very cultish and stuff. But we can sit down and we can actually make fun of each other's ideals and have a good time
get
doing it.
down
Yes,
into
the Viking is here. I do all the want company via DM. Otherwise, I just make my presence
where
known,
I'm
and if
gonna
they
have
want me on, they'll send the link. Yeah, yeah. You'll be cutting in and out. I know you'll be cutting in and out, MG. It's fine. It does not bother me at all.
yeah, I'm
Whenever
getting down there. I may just have to just back out and listen, just because it's yeah, because I'm down.
yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, he's gonna keep getting cut out. No, and the thing is like my mornings, I'll usually send out a few invites. If people want to come on, they're welcome to come on. I don't ever make them have any sort of obligation because, you end up getting derailed from whatever you were talking about. So, and it's not that it's a bad thing because my morning stuff is supposed to be just morning. You guys are waking up, you're having some coffee, and you're just enjoying my glorious voice. As much as I don't like it, some people seem to find it soothing. Hopefully not too soothing, because unless you're feral, you don't want to be listening to me unless you're trying to go to sleep some days. That's what I hear. At least it can be like that. But, like whenever I was saying community of this community of people that are doing the same thing, you're in and you don't have to, and there's people that you just don't mesh with, and sometimes you already know, I'm just not going to mesh with this guy. We're going to get in arguments and they're not going to turn out well. It would be, you just know. Like I can sit down and do a stream with Baker, without ever having to worry about it. And if I do something that's screwy, he's like, hey dude, like like come back. You just chased off a squirrel. Like, stop doing that unless I'm drunk. Then I bother Rob until he brings you on because his chat bugs him until he relents. That's hilarious. And like I can have Jamie on anytime, because and I think just about anybody can have Jamie on at any time as long as you don't like tick her off. Because when she's like, I'm done, she's done. She's like, I've just got things to do. But yeah, Jamie is like probably one of the best people to have on and bounce things off of, because she has like the best sense of humor, and her laugh is contagious. So it's beautiful. And Volstorm says, of course, morning, Jamie. See, and that's what I'm saying is everybody loves Jamie. She doesn't have to have a YouTube channel. If she did, it would probably blow up. But she just like, I don't have any desire to do that. I just like coming on and hanging out with really cool people, and that's what makes her so wonderful. Wolfie, Storm, exactly. If you had money, you would hire Mo to be your constant side piece. I mean, sidekick. It's that Swedish thing, you have a hard time. No, Mo is amazing also. Um, oh, Shizzy, you're too sweet. I don't know about that. It's bitter too. No, I love having Mo whenever she comes on. I mean, you guys have seen like the banner that I created. Not I didn't create. Sorry, I take that back. This is I believe Farrell created it, and she sent it. And then here I'll show you what it says. It'll take just a second. Yeah, Mo in the deep end for president. Hand jobs for all. It's so damn cool. I've been using it whenever Mo comes on because it is hilarious. It cracks me up every damn time. Hey Christine, good to see you. Glad you can make it on. Mo is lovely. Yes. Mo is so damned awesome. And she's been she's been just like cranking out her own thing. She doesn't get caught up in all of the, because there's so much drama that happens on YouTube. Somebody says something out of line, and then you've got another creator that jumps on them over like something that they said, and then it just becomes like this little internet troll battle back and forth, and supporters of this group are going after supporters of this group. It's like, man, you guys act like a bunch of high school students sometimes. And Mo, she just goes, "Yeah, I don't care." It's like I'm doing my thing over here, and she sets a really good example for what streaming is all about. She's got like that perfect touch of doing it. Who's giving hand jobs? Are those people doing it willingly? You damn well better believe that there's like I don't know. I quit doing hand jobs to go work as a paralegal. Um, and if you know the story, you have to go watch Mo in the Deep End to understand the story behind this. And it's not my story to tell; it's hers. All you have to do is just ask Mo about hand jobs. That's all you have to do. Just ask Mo about hand jobs, and she will tell you all about it. Or you can watch one of her old streams that talks about hand jobs. She should make it into a short, is what she should do. Is that explanation? And once you understand, you'll be you'll get what's going on. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. I think I need to run against Mo and point out she's forcing people to give hand jobs. No, she's not forcing them. She's saying hand jobs for all. Like everybody will get hand jobs. Everyone. Hand jobs are so elementary. I get 20 bucks to do what I do because, well, it's 20 bucks. Vote Sean. No more taxes. There you go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so I pulled this one up. Where is it? Share this tab instead. Here we go. So this right here was a breakdown of the votes for Republican. Of course, you had Nikki Haley. She got Vermont. Hooray. And then you go over to the Democrat side, and it's like all of them Biden, 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 all the way down through. So there you go. He's got 1,497. There you go. And that's pretty much really all that you need to know is, Nikki Haley, if she stays in, well, then she's more of a fool than we thought. But it is all about the money. Of course. Hi, MG Love. $20 is $20. Yes, it is, MG. $20 is $20. And of course, here's an interesting story. In case you guys don't know, there's this thing called Bitcoin. I don't give any sort of financial advice. I'm just stating this as some information here because you remember FTX. You remember that little guy, Sam Bankman Friedman, or whatever the hell his name is, was, or will be, but crooked little son of a bitch that was basically stealing money, like stole more money than Bernie Madoff. So Bitcoin briefly hits an all-time high less than 2 years after FTX scandal clobbered crypto. But you have to understand Bitcoin works outside of FTX. It's like it's much greater. FTX is just was abusing the system. Bitcoin has hit an all-time high less than 2 years after the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX, which severely damaged faith in digital currencies and sent prices plunging. Yeah, it was probably one of the best rug pulls that FTX ever did. As in case you didn't see any of what was going on, which a lot of people, if you're not invested, it means absolutely nothing to you. You're just like, Bitcoin, whatever. That's some digital currency. I don't quite understand how it works, which is fine. And if for me to explain how it works, it in all aspects, it looks like a giant freaking Ponzi scheme is what it looks like. In theory, it works really well. But in reality, I don't know, is it a Ponzi scheme? A lot of people would probably tell you that it is because, where does the top hit and where does the bottom? And think about this. If you would have bought Bitcoin whenever you first started, Bitcoin was first created, it would have cost you it was in the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin just to buy a pizza. Like the first guy that bought a pizza with Bitcoin, if he would have held on to that, not bought that pizza, that Bitcoin today would be worth billions. I mean, just the amount that he spent on that damn pizza. Um, Whereas if you think about all of the cash that you have, you know, put it in terms. Think about the cash that you have. That's just paper to be representative of what is in your bank account. Well, and what is in your bank account, they don't even have anything backing that paper. So you use a debit card or credit card to notify the amount of money that you have in your account, but you never actually have that money in your account. And it, transfers just as simple as you swiping that card in, taking it out. You want to send money to, another country, say Ukraine, and you want to send money over there. That's it's not like you're packing up billions of bills to send to Ukraine. You're sending just like electronic notification. I mean, so if you had bought $10,000 whenever you first saw it, you would be streaming from your yacht right now, lighting a cigar with $100 bills and still have plenty to burn. Yeah, same. Hey, what, 2008, whenever the housing market crashed, if you would have bought Bitcoin at that point in time, the only problem is the only places you could have bought it from would have been places that they didn't have any way of storing it. Or you could have lost storage, or you could have lost the keys to your storage, or somebody could have stolen the keys. And then where would you be? It would have just been insane. Yeah, good morning to be. It's wonderful seeing you. It's wonderful seeing you. Yeah, I mean, would have, could have, should have. But back to the whole FTX thing. So with FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried was buying on different exchanges. And what he would do is he would see that the price was, say, $1,000 in Yugoslavia. He could get it for $1,000 in Yugoslavia. Well, what he would do is he would buy it in Yugoslavia, and then he would turn around and sell it in, Romania, because there was like $2,000 is what they were spending there because they didn't have any way of doing a solid exchange. So he would buy it cheap here, sell it for a profit here, and then probably keep a little bit on the side. So he's making money as he's doing this, which is an awesome idea. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful. But as the exchanges started forming and together, he had to find a new way of sort of cashing out on that grift. And what he basically did was create his own tokens for FTX. And then because of the way the funding was to get that money, he had to get it from another entity, which was also his. And then they started they started basically cooking the books in between, where they said their holdings were more than their holdings actually were. And whenever they got found out, basically they collapsed everything in on themselves. So a lot of people lost a lot of money. I mean, let's see, what was the first one to go bankrupt? I think it was Celsius was the first one to go bankrupt, which was more of a supposed to be like a holding kind of company or some crap like that. So Celsius went bankrupt. Then FTX was going to sort of bail them out. Voyager went bankrupt, which I had some stuff on there, which I'll never see again. I think I lost half of whatever I had there. Not much. I think it was like 200-300 bucks, something like that. I mean, it's still money. It still sucks. And that's actually tripled whatever I currently have had in there, which is still there. I don't know enough about bankruptcy to know how that crap works, but I know that I'll probably never see that money again. I've sort of written that off, just like, yeah, I'm screwed. But what I was able to get out of it has tripled since then. I mean, since I purchased it, so it's I've made some money off of like crypto shit, but I also am really cautious of what I get. But like I said, no financial advice. Do what you want to with your cash. But of course, Bitcoin had a 4% jump, which surpassed 68,800 on Tuesday, according to CoinMarketCap. It's just above Bitcoin's previous record set in November of 2021. The volatile asset soon fell some, standing just under 62,000 as of 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the price is still up more than 175% from a year ago. Gains in recent months have been fueled by the anticipation and the eventual U.S. approval of Bitcoin exchange-traded funds earlier this year, which is scary. The price for Bitcoin has surged about 60% since the approval of Bitcoin's ETF in January, an easy way to invest in assets or group of assets like junk, gold, bonds, Bitcoins, without having to directly buy the assets themselves. So, which leads me to think, why would I go buy why wouldn't I just buy the asset itself? I mean, if you're buying like so imagine this, you've got a group of like really shitty companies and like one really good one, and the really good one drives the whole thing, and the shitty ones are sort of shitty and they just sort of balance out, maybe a little bit good. So what happens whenever that really big one fails and then causes the really shitty ones to fail even further? You're gonna lose a lot of money. I don't know. I don't trust those things too much. Of course, I'm really, really weird. Snafu is a certified stud muffin. I'm good, thank you. My lovely wife just asked me if I wanted any more coffee. Oh, she's so cool. I love her so much. She is the one that woke me up yesterday morning, and I think I was telling somebody about this. So yesterday morning, sorry about that, folks. I did oversleep. I blame the expert. Not really. It was all on me. Um, so I ended up being up until I don't know 2:30 in the morning. It was an insane morning. Just being up way too late. And went to bed. I don't know, 2:30 in the morning. I was going to sleep, and my lovely wife, I guess, tried to wake me up at around 6 o'clock in the morning. Was like, "Hey, are you still doing your stream?" Um, and I basically waved my hands around and said, "Fuck that cunt." Like, fuck that bitch. Don't even know what it was about. I must have been dreaming or something, but she was like, "Well, I guess she's gonna sleep some more." And then I ended up waking up, I don't know, about an hour later. So I just need a certain amount of sleep and I'm good. I woke up about an hour later, and of course we had workers that were coming over, so I had to cut my stream short. It was yesterday was a crazy day. It just trust me. The I think I spent more time online than I did anything else yesterday, which I have to cut back on that stuff just a little bit. See, like tonight, I don't have to worry about the Super Tuesday stuff. That stuff's over with. I know that Mo won't be streaming because she doesn't stream on Wednesdays. I may do a short stream tonight, and I don't know. We'll see because I'm still doing the Dep Herd stuff. So I've got that'll probably be coming up. There's another one that I definitely want to be doing that should be wonderful. I need to ask MG, and I keep forgetting to ask him if he's going to go back to following the Alaska case. Because if he's not going to do that one, I will. What I'll do is I'm going to post those videos up and put them out there for everybody to see what I have left of those videos, and people will be able to watch them at their own leisure, stream them, enjoy them, discuss them, and really get something out of it. We forgave you. We all understand the late nights. Oh, thank you, Rabbit. And Rabbit is absolutely the most awesome mod. Like she is just she is that voice in my ear that really uh really keeps me in line a lot of times. So if anybody ever wonders why Rabbit has a special place in my heart is because she has a very special place in my heart and in a lot of people's hearts out here. Yeah, Rabbit, good to see you. Yes, yes. And Rabbit, she works her whole ranch. She is absolutely and her modding abilities is like watching someone grow in something that they're very comfortable in and something that they do. Because I remember, I think it was Aussie Overlord she was first started modding for him and had no idea what was really going on, and other people took her under her wing and really gave her like this super mod ability. Like just it's amazing. She's such great people. Hmm. Don't tell Farrell. Don't tell Farrell. Don't tell Farrell what? Uh, Georgia, it's old green from past like creature of habit. Aw. Now so with all the Bitcoin stuff, they're going to be having this halving. So what they do, what happens with a halving? Um, it's Bitcoin by nature was designed to be deflationary, where a lot of other cryptocurrencies, what their point was is to become inflationary. So they create more to fill in those gaps. And that's sort of the same way that money happens is, the more that you print, the value of it goes down. Because what people do is they do these nice little rug pull kind of things where, oh, we got 100,000 of these little stupid coins, and we're going to print another 100,000. So it's almost like a halving or a stock split. So it just becomes deflationary. Less of it to go around, and you'll see that people get more interested in it, and that's what they're talking about with the halving stuff. Is no big deal. I so I don't know. That's about all I could say on the Bitcoin thing. It's just like whoopee whoopee twang. But this is one thing that I thought was really funny. So Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and Threads logins restored after widespread outage. So a technical issue caused widespread login issues for a few hours across Meta's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Messenger platforms on Tuesday. Andy Stone, Meta's head communications, acknowledged the issues on X, formerly known as Twitter, and said the company resolved the issue as quickly as possible for everyone who was impacted, and we apologize for any inconvenience. Wonderful. Users reported being locked out of their Facebook accounts and feeds on the platform, as well as Threads and Instagram were not refreshing. WhatsApp, which is also owned by Meta, appeared unaffected. Imagine that. A senior official in the U.S. Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency told reporters Tuesday that the agency was not aware of any specific election nexus nor any specific malicious cyber activity nexus to the outlet. Election nexus. What would that mean? An outage comes just ahead of Thursday's deadline for big tech companies to comply with the EU's new Digital Markets Act. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look at that now. I want to see what that particular Digital Markets Act. Oh, I'm going to pull that up. So let me. Ooh, I will come back to that. That's really interesting. To comply, Meta is making changes like allowing users to separate their Facebook and Instagram accounts so personal information can't be combined to target them with online ads. It's not clear whether the outage is connected to any preparations Meta might be carrying out for the DMA, Digital Marketing Markets Act. In 2021, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp were down for hours. An outage the company said was a result of faulty changes on routers that coordinate network traffic between its data centers. The next year, WhatsApp had a brief outage. Huh. So let's see what this Digital Markets Act is. Share this tab instead. Some large online platforms act as gatekeepers in digital markets. The Digital Markets Act aims to ensure that these platforms behave in a fair way online together with the DSA. The DSA is one of the centerpieces of the European strategy. So who are the gatekeepers? Establishes a set of narrowly defined objective criteria for qualifying a large online platform or so-called gatekeeper. This allows DMA to remain well targeted to the problem that it aims to tackle as regards large systematic online platforms. Okay, what are the benefits? Okay, business users who depend on these to offer the services. A single market will have fair business environment. Innovators and technology startups will have new opportunities to compete and innovate. It just sounds like struggle snuggles is all it sounds like. Um, Without having to comply with unfair terms and conditions limiting their development. Well, no, that's not bad. Consumers will have more and better services to choose from, more opportunities to switch their provider if they wish so, direct access to services. But see, that's the thing. I don't understand this. What is that? I don't trust buying or selling crypto. I ride momentum by buying and selling crypto, mining stocks, especially Mara. Yes, yes. Well, was it Riot? Okay, so think about this one. Your mining companies and stuff like that, like Mara really is more. Yeah, there's sort of in between both buying and selling. There's one that what is it, Riot Platforms? They've got some shady business practices because they started out with in medical. Like if you do some research on Riot, just they seem like they have some really shady stuff going on. So I don't know if I trust them. I'm just also really careful of that. And yes, there are certain things like what was it MicroStrategy. I picked up some MicroStrategy for like really cheap and it's like worth so much more now. It's insane how much that one's risen. It's just I was blown away by how fast that took off. Sean, you're probably healthier than the rest of us. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So, examples of the dues gatekeeper platforms will have to do allow third parties to interoperate within the gatekeeper's own services in specific situations. See, this just sounds to me like a monopoly because what's to say that these gatekeepers that you've got that they don't that as much as they limit you're also making rules that they're sort of abiding by under their own terms that they've created. I don't know. To me, it just sounds like they could easily come in and buy a company up. Well, then we'll make some new rules for all this kind of thing. I don't know. It just seems shady to me. So the don'ts gatekeeper platforms may no longer treat services or products offered by the keeper itself as favorably in ranking than similar services or products, prevent consumers from linking up businesses outside their platform, prevent users from uninstalling any pre-installed software or app they wish to. wish so. Tracked end users outside the gatekeeper's core platform service for the purpose of targeted advertising without effective consent having been granted. Yeah, this doesn't really change anything. It really doesn't. It doesn't look like, oh, so they're going to, uh, it means nothing. It really doesn't look great. Yeah, I don't really like this at all. I don't know. That just seems to me really, really shady. So don't know about it, but Meta can go like suck a nut for all I care. I really don't pay any attention to them except for buying and selling their stock. That's it. You know. Other I think I have an account, but I haven't used it in, geez, like years. I think I've gone on there a couple of times to like wish people a happy birthday that don't have like their phone number or anything. That's the only way that they get messages or whatever. So think I've done that like maybe in the past year, like a couple of people. And then sometimes I do it for like research, and in the work that I do a lot of research of people to find where they're at so I can give them good service. Um, and Facebook will let you know sometimes if someone doesn't exist anymore, like if they've deceased. Um, but as far as like running doing some YouTube stuff on Facebook, oh no, no, I stay away from it. They've got some really creepy business practices that I don't know. I just stay away from. You know, that's just me. Grown. You've been investing in hunters' paintings. They haven't shot up in value or gotten any higher. But you're biding your time. Gotcha. Gotcha. No, Riot is okay. Mara is stable and reliable, fluctuate wildly with Bitcoin prices. Well, just depends on what they have invested in it. But Riot, like I said, look, do some back end research on Riot, and look at them whenever they were doing medical, or I think it was medical or genetic or something like that that they were involved in. They had their offices, and their CEO would, whenever people would like start asking what they were actually doing, they were just like really super shady. Like something wasn't on the up and up with them. So it makes me always hesitant to invest in something like that, because you get a group like that, there's a possibility they could just come in tomorrow and rug pull everything out from underneath you. And you know, I'm just always a little more hesitant on companies like that. Of course, how do you put this in the stock market? Things are only as valuable as people want them to be. So maybe they're a good investment, maybe they're a bad investment. Same way with Tesla, its stock could shoot down to zero. Apple could completely go out of business and sell out to Microsoft tomorrow for pennies on the dollar. You never know what somebody's doing behind the scenes, the little things that are going on. Well, and it's a good thing you don't, because then you'd have insider trading, which would really be insane. See, kids, that's a dad joke is made in the wild. Oh yeah. You just have to be careful of those dad jokes, especially whenever you're hunting things out. And sometimes I'll do those tongue in cheek things for doing streams, and it's like, if you know, like there's streams that I do exclusively on the Rumble side. That's the only place you'll be able to find it. You'll find a piece of it on the YouTube side, but the rest of it will be over on Rumble, because, well, YouTube is an asshole, and we know that they are. So I don't want to, have YouTube like get upset because I might be showing something that's copywritten, and I'm doing it to promote whatever it is that I'm promoting. It's not like I'm doing something shady or anything like that. I'm not really benefiting off of doing something that might be on a different platform that would get me a copyright strike elsewhere. And I'm just doing it because I want people to be informed. Maybe they don't have access to it, or maybe they just want to hear me talk shit about it. That's what I do. Just have a little bit of fun. I'm an idiot with a microphone, and I might look halfway attractive. At least my wife thinks I do. I mean, she still is with me after all these years, so that's a good thing. So I must be doing something right. I hope. Well, yeah. Now she's giving me nasty looks, like I'm gonna teach you. No, I'm just kidding. She's probably getting dressed and getting ready for work. She's got a interesting day ahead of her, as do I. She's he talking shit. That's why we're here. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Causing trouble, stirring up the pot of noodles. I made spaghetti last night. Oh my god, it was so good. We got some spices from Italy that were some of them are a little hot, but what you do is you and it'll have like red peppers and stuff like that. So you mix this in with like your onions and garlic and mushrooms whenever you're starting like your mixture that you're gonna this is how I do it. Some onions, some garlic, some mushrooms, mix that all in, throw that in. It's a prepackaged sauce. Throw that stuff in there. Oh, I posted a link. I'm so proud of yourself. That's awesome. So I grab that. I dump that all in there. What in the hell is he doing? Oh, squirrel. Dog going after a squirrel. Crazy. I saw him just skitter out. So I mix that in there with that. Then I add like a half a pound of sausage, half a pound of ground beef, or a pound of sausage, pound of ground beef. Usually like a spicy Italian if I can find it. And then mix all that together. Throw in some thyme, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of basil and oregano, and then I throw all that stuff into the rest of the sauce, and I keep mixing that up. A few minutes on the noodles, I think like 10 minutes on the noodles, and I've got like a decent meal for the wife and I for at least 3 or 4 nights. You know, I'm the one that does almost all the cooking. The wife does more of the baking kind of stuff. Like she'll make cornbread. Whenever I do chili, she's like she'll make a pan of cornbread in a cast iron skillet. It's awesome, really good stuff. Um, yeah, as the weather gets warmer, I'll do more smoked meats, which is awesome. Morning from Kansas, Auntie M. I love it. Morning from Kansas. That's awesome. Sorry you're late. No, don't ever worry about being late. You're only here whenever you're supposed to be here. It's never being late. You're only here whenever you're supposed to be here. Um, but yeah, as far as my schedule goes for the rest of the week, what it's going to look like is tonight I may do a shorter stream, maybe do some Amber Heard, and this is something that I started doing with Junior Jessica Reloaded, where her and I would like do these together, and and she was like, sort of. I've got other things. I've got school. I've got things I'm doing, so she sort of backed off from doing any of that, and she shows up if she can, and she's always got an invite like to anything that I'm doing, and she's the same way with me. She's like, you're welcome to come on anytime you want on my if I'm doing something, just let me know ahead of time before you show up, kind of thing. But yeah, so I may do some more of that over the next couple of nights, and then uh Friday, I believe it's Friday or Saturday. I think Friday or Saturday. There's uh, uh, a guy that did all the stonework. If you haven't seen on my channel all of the stonework that was done, this is the guy that did a lot of that. He invited my wife and I over for because he does his own meats. Like he'll smoke prosciutto and do like just like exotic meats. He's got it down, and it's really cool because he's like good old Southern boy, and he's just like, man, I got some devil dang, we got it over here, I got this smoked out prosciutto I did, it's been aged, it's just like, and man, it is like absolutely the most delicious meats that we've had, especially local grown. So he does all that stuff, and he said that he's going to have the brisket up and running, and the ribs will be coming off, and it's like the bar opens at this time and drinks start at this time. I think that's Friday, but we'll be done early, and then of course that's what I do. Try some deep fried goose and raspberry cream sauce. It's delicious. That is very cool. And you always welcome here anytime. Zach, she's been looking out for Dorothy. Absolutely. But yeah, so we've got the like I said, next couple of nights will just be pretty chill. And of course I got my daytime show that I do, which is, you know, sometimes more than oh my gosh, Rabbit, thank you so much. Oh, and now you forced me to go damn look. So luck. All right, let me pull up here and see who all got the memberships. Oh my gosh, you guys are you're so nice, Rabbit. I love you. I mean, you were just so wonderful. Let's see. Judge Maddie was gifted a membership. Well, congratulations, Judge Maddie. Les Rubery, Lynn Dalton, Jude, hey Jude, Julie O also got a membership. Thank you, Rabbit, so much. You're you're so gracious. Thank you. Um, that go for it. Who's gonna know? Even while sick, Rabbit makes it rain. Oh yeah, yeah. Except I don't have to show any boobies. That's the best part about it. She doesn't force me to do that. Oh damn it! You know what? I do this every damn time. I forget to pull up the Rumble chat. And if people were over on Rumble, I'm so sorry that I wasn't paying attention to you. I try to remember to do that every morning is pull up the Rumble chat so I can see those things come across. And damn it, if I didn't fall down on doing that this morning. Let me do that. Select the stream morning Whiz and save changes. Sorry, Rumble, if I was ignoring you. It wasn't intentional. It was not intentional. Um, you guys are absolutely awesome. Rabbit is the maddest of mad lasses. If the moobs show, it really it's lunchtime. Rumble is redheaded stepchild. Yes, sorry, Sean Bird. Yes, it is. Shizzy, I have my own. Thank you. Write Rumble on your forehead. We'll remind you. Oh yeah. Hey, Shizzy, you have Rumble written on your forehead. Just get a big tattoo across there. I have to do it backwards. I'll have to do it like in a mirror or something like that. I am so bad. No, there's the Rumble folks usually they don't show up for the morning show. They do go back and watch on there, which is always strange to me. But most of the time I'm on the YouTubes, and I've got a channel over on Kick, which is really cool. And I do not pull up the chat for Kick, and I will tell you there's a reason why I don't is because the laptop that I'm on, it can't handle that amount of processing power. It's really screwy. So if you're over on Kick, I'll never see your chats. Absolutely sorry, but it's I just can't do it. I just I just can't do it. It's so bad. Uh the Rumble deleted your channel for Laptop from Hell audiobook, which I posted last summer, so pissed. Oh. Yeah, Rumble might end up removing me at some point in time for something. I do some really screwy stuff. Really screwy stuff. I want to see something really quick because I just noticed I've got what is oh, I bet you I can. I bet you I can do this. I'll see if I'm able to. Give me just a second if I can edit this and paste. Ah, nope, it won't let me do it. I was going to send you guys over somewhere, but I can't do it. Damn it. Son of a buck. But I did see, let's see, we've got Arkansas, legally live. Those are all up and coming. I'm looking for someone that I know is going to be coming up really soon. And I thought Mo was going to be coming up today. She usually does her newsy news on the on the mornings. Oh, where is it? Where is the thing? Crime Spies. Yeah, you guys, Crime Spies. Definitely go check out Crime Spies. Yes, teach me sensei. Yeah, you guys definitely check out Crime Spies. And Zach, your channel doesn't have much, just a few eclectic, goofy videos and a parody type stuff. Hey, enjoy what you do. Don't feel like you have to create content for somebody else. Create content that you like doing. That is the best advice I can give anybody. If you're happy with what you're doing, it doesn't matter if anybody else likes it, as long as you're happy with it. And you'll be surprised how many people actually do like it. It's a wonderful thing. You go, I'm just doing this because this is what I enjoy doing. You know, not because you're trying to, change the world, and you'd be surprised how well stuff does. Yes. Yes, I understand that. Crime Spice is on hiatus until tax season is over. Then she'll be back, baby. But see, she's got older videos that you can go and check out, and you can still sub up to her. And once she gets monetized, you could like throw money at her, like make it rain. Check out Sean Bird's channel. Is that right there? The at real Sean Bird. See, everybody deserves a little bit of a shout out. You've got your channel, and Rabbit knows about it. She'll give you a shout out. It's a wonderful thing, especially this time of day. We're all chill because we've got work to do, like crazy amount of work to do. Like today is going to be super crazy day with my job. I've got people that are hitting me up with some of the craziest things already. They I hate when people send those messages at 7 o'clock at night, and they expect some sort of response. And the thing is they're not going to get one. They're not going to get one because I'm not paying any attention to them at all. At all. I won't be paying any attention to them. That's just not what I do. And getting 500 is the hardest thing ever. Thanks, Rabbit, for helping us out. Absolutely. And not just getting the 500, it's getting the 500 and keeping it, and also getting the watch hours. Once you've got both of those, it's amazing how fast that actually takes off. I mean, it is amazing how fast that takes off. Oh, here we go. We've got one right here. He came swinging by like a madman, and we'll go ahead and we'll send. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you guys over to Legal Vices. He came by, swing by, showed a little bit of support. I'm gonna do the same for him. Show him a little bit of support. Send some folks over there so they can go wave to him and say hi. Legal Vices. Shizzy says hi, and give him a little bit of shout out. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up on your way in, on your way out. It's a small amount. It's an easy thing to do. You reach over there, you go, oh, the little thumb, it shows up. If you're on your phone, it doesn't work that I know of. It might. I don't know if it works on your phone or not. Because if I'm watching someone from my phone, I usually turn it on and have it playing in the background. So but make sure you guys, give that guy a little bit of love. He's covering more of the same thing that everybody else is covering these days lately, which is what the hails. And we'll be talking more about that at a future date. I mean, as it comes out, as the information comes out, I like to show a little bit of it plus on top of what I'm already doing, because I want to keep everybody's attention on that. Same way with Zachariah Anderson. Everybody should be, keeping an eye out on Zach Anderson, and really, if you can, do anything to support him and his brother and his family to try to bring a light on the crappiness of certain DAs and all that neat kind of stuff. And also know that T3 will be going live at about 9:30. You've got quite a few people that'll be checking her out. She does more of the human condition, I guess is the best way to put it. And she's got some really interesting stuff. And of course, you've got Mo in the deep end, which does her newsy news on in the mornings. But as for my sorry ass, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking myself to work, and I'm going to leave you guys with a bunch of like fake coffee drinkers. As soon as I get my computer where I'm on the interwebs again, I can upload and create some new stuff and get rid of the fake coffee drinkers. But in the meantime, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys tonight or tomorrow morning. Peace, y'all.